Can't spell Nashville without two L's, man.
There he go. Hey, who was your guy earlier today too? I cooked him bad. I ain't mean to
My
do him that.
partner,
I ain't mean
my
to do
partner
him like that
Marco,
though.
he said I cooked him.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
ain't mean
know,
to do
man.
like tell him I apologize. Like it was like one of our first times like running across each other, and I don't mean for the first time somebody like get into the debate with me. I cooked them so bad they might not want to talk to me or like they might have a little
Nah,
sour taste.
he be watching the streams. He be watching the
He
streams.
be watching because when he said you got to be soft if your name Boo Boo, and then I said 50 Cent, he went silence. Like we heard nothing else after that. And that's like, cause that's a whole nother part. But you know, this is a slippery slope because like I don't believe in cancel culture. I believe in due process, and I believe like so. Let's
There's
play
no such
devil's
thing.
advocate. Let's say hypothetically. Let's say hypothetically he did do this, but he didn't meet up with the girl, and Twitch found out about it, and it was Twitch that covered it up, and that's how we got to where we at now. Who do you blame?
Twitch.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
I blame Twitch, but
e-
I
e-
blame. It's like the Watergate. The cover up is worse than the actual crime. So, and I don't even like having this conversation without evidence. There's a tweet I meant to send you because you said you were gonna pod on this just for some context.
for
It
sure.
was a it was a podcast. I don't know whose podcast it was, but it was just and I read comments. I don't always read the main article of anything because the comments are much more entertaining. So, and one of the comments was from the show, and they were like, we got word that Twitch knew that this action, he sent the message. They were going back and forth, TCAP style, and
Mm.
they knew about it, and they used that leverage to terminate contract, not extend, and which it's so crazy to me that if that's what really happened, I know he did sue Twitch saying, y'all terminated me without just cause. They never talked about it. And he said it caused me to lose damage, sponsorships, money, X, Y, and Z. But I know in court, when it's big money like that, discoverability, this would have came up. There's no way it wouldn't have came up, especially we
Oh,
talking like big
it
money.
would have been it would have
So
been an
so
emotional discovery. It would have been
So it's like I ain't gonna I'm not absolving anybody. Hopefully he didn't do this thing, especially if it's underage girls. But it's just nasty work to even have this conversation without like concrete evidence. But like cancel culture only exists because capitalism trumps all.
mm. Yeah. I mean, cancel culture work because if I can't, it's like Diddy, right? Like let's say they raided Diddy and they was trying to get the tapes of all the people he had recorded, which is basically his get out of jail free card.
Right.
If they weren't able to recover that, and they say, man, we got Diddy, but Cassie's already signed and settled. He kind of beat us to the punch. We don't have the tapes that he's gonna blackmail everybody in Hollywood, sports and entertainment, with these tapes. If we press him, we can't take him out because it's too high profile. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in the news every day, and everybody is gonna scream for it. So what other way can I hurt him other than let's just release this tape? It's not gonna make him guilty in this case because that case is already sealed and she's already been paid. He's already
Is
had
Diddy
some admission to guilt by paying her. So like you can cancel him in business where nobody will work with him because there's no way we signing off to work with you.
yeah,
But
you too high. We can't stand next to you right now.
Diddy was smart. He sold all his businesses before this all hit, while they still have value. So it's like he got liquid cash, and now he's just trying to outweigh the storm. But the thing about it is with cancel culture is we now look at Diddy that if you told me he was responsible for the Cold War, I'm gonna say yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the one thing that Doc has going for him is there's no smoking gun. If a smoking gun drop and he's made the statement
Yeah.
he's made, and anybody that's came out in defense of him, that this is my only problem when you get like the Nick Merckx to make that statement. I'm cool if you support your boy, but if it come out that your boy did do it, you gotta have the same energy going right, saying, "Yo, I was wrong." You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I
Like,
don't I don't believe that.
you don't believe, like, if you
Nah,
do something,
like
and I challenge
I believe.
everybody in
Now, like, there's people who have committed the most horrendous crimes locked away somewhere, and there are people who care about them, good, bad, and indifferent. So, rather I vocally or publicly or privately defend you or rock with you, that defense is always going to be there. So, I don't really defend. I don't really agree with if I spoke up for you and then it comes back that you was really, you know, on some BS. I don't really think I gotta like speak on that. You know what I'm saying?
I think you do
Unless
though. I've
unless
been in
it
that position, like, before you hopped
I was
in,
about to say,
but
unless it's some corporate
with
political
not
sponsorship
even that.
ties that implicate.
When I was in that position, I told everybody I can't make a decision until I know all the facts. Some people stopped rocking with me, whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? Goat was like, damn, Buddha don't rock with me. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just taking a step back to figure out the situation. Right? I was like, I ain't saying you did it. I ain't saying you didn't do it. Now, if I would have been telling them girls that was making these allegations, man, y'all bitches lying. Y'all know y'all doing my dog wrong, and it came out that he was guilty, I would first have to go back and say, hey, look, I apologize for making you feel uncomfortable about even coming forward about something that happened to you. Because I would be part of the fear they have of, yo, Shot by Buddha have a large voice. If he's saying I'm lying, nobody gonna believe me and this happened to me. I'm like doing something just as damaging as the actual act would have been if it was true, right? So like I was just saying before you got on here, when it came out that the girl was like, yo, I lied. I made it all up because I wanted him and he didn't want me. Like it was like a silent apology. Like it never came out. Like none of them people came and said, yo, Buddha, I stopped rocking with you because you didn't, but you waited and let the due process solve out. Nobody apologized to Goat. He has a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like saying he sexually assaulted somebody and he got a daughter and never apologizing when it comes out that it was a complete lie and it was this person mad because he wouldn't deal with them. Like that's tough. That it was like, you know, probably around 25 to 50 women going around on the internet like, yeah, he did it. You know what I'm saying? Then when it came out that he didn't and the person made it up, it's like they didn't tell anybody. And it was like they still feel that way now. So I know I've been around people in person that have heard and seen things and then they be uncomfortable like, so Buddha, like what really happened? I'm like, say it loud like you were saying it then because that person that was getting, you know, the allegations or the person that it happened to, it's like, man, like people is just really coming for me in a time where I'm innocent. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if that person did come out and was like, you guys are all crazy, you know, da 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 da, and then
You
it
ever
come
seen,
out that
you
he
ever
actually
seen
did. What if
Enemy
he?
of the State?
You see what I'm saying? Like, what if he did actually sex the minor and the people that came out defending so hard is like, yo, this is a 17, 16-year-old girl that is in high school with the world hating her because she told the truth. And it's not like you be saying sometimes it's the person. It's just whether somebody like them or not, whether they believe it.
Oh, wait, impulse start making sense. The world's scary.
I never said you didn't make sense. I'm saying
It's,
like that's the situation
but
where it comes with.
that's also why I don't believe in cancel culture, because if there's a big enough opposition to stand up with the force that's trying to cancel you, it'll
Ethan G, what
just
up?
kind of go away in a sense. Like the I think everything comes in like in news cycles. So like right now we got the Drake Kendrick. You know, a couple weeks ago we had the Diddy. We kind of about to start the heart of the summer, so we either gonna get some type of damsel in distress story, or it's gonna go back toward the election. You know what I'm saying? Everything come in cycles. Cause Bad Boys is rocking right now, so they didn't gave us our entertainment. Kendrick did his thing. They didn't give us our entertainment
What
for the
else
summer.
do you have for me,
You
George?
know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you have a big enough opposition on the opposite side that's backing you, is like one of my favorite Joe Budden quotes, and I never really listened to it until you in certain situations. Who's backing you? Because if a strong enough party is backing you, that cancel ain't nothing. Nick Merckx is a perfect example of that. I don't know who's backing me, but if he was just kind of like a solo entity, he wouldn't double down as hard on certain things. No Diddy, because just like that's just the nature of the beast as a content creator in the internet culture. So it's just a slippery slope. But like your situation is totally a prime example. If you got sponsorships or dollars or people or other things outside of you that you have to represent, like you're representing a brand, yeah, you publicly got to speak on it because
Yeah, like
like,
and
but if you don't, nah, you ain't
bro,
got to really
like
speak on it.
that was one of the hardest parts of me content wise in my career was what year was that? 22. I want to say this is like 21 or 22, and bro, that whole calendar year, I was dealing with Vibe Nation things and relationships. And I went crazy one podcast. I had to delete it. I was sauced up. I was like off the henny. I was mad. I was cussing
He
everybody
pulled
out.
the he pulled the academics.
No, I didn't pull no act. I pulled
You know what
the
I'm saying? Now
I
you know what
pulled
that's
the
what Act be doing. He get the henny and he go live for
nah,
like 6 7 hours.
who would it have been? It would have been like um what's a good movie? Because I know you're a movie guy. It would have been it would have been like one of them sports movies where the coach come in at halftime and break everything. Like it
Coach
was
Carter.
yeah, like
Coach Carter.
it's some stuff
You
like
ghetto
that.
superstars.
Right. Like I broke the clipboard. You know what I'm saying? I had one of them you Indiana guy. I had one of them I had one of them Bobby moments.
Oh,
I
you
threw the
Bobby,
chair
oh,
on
you
the
threw the
I threw the
chair.
chair on the
Oh,
court.
you choked the student or you threw the chair. That
I
really
threw the
happened.
chair. I threw the chair. Like I threw the chair, bro. I'm Nick Saban. We just beat Southeast Louisiana State by 100 points, and like we missed a block on the kick return or something. Like I went
You
crazy.
got an
Like
offsides, bro. And you missed class. What? Get your head out your ass.
you know what I'm saying? Like it was that saucy. I was a little frustrated because I was like, yo, I have not had an affair. I have not cheated. I am not popping off on a thotty. I have not got caught doing anything. And I'm in the middle of complete constant drama from people's relationships of people that's connected to me. And I was like, and the only thing that frustrated with me was the only person of all those situations that came to me and was like, yo, this what happened was GOAT. All the other people, like, their situations was like, I found out after the fact. So it's like, you the last to find out, but you the first person that got to clean it up. And I feel like in those situations, I've been in the position of Nick Merckx before, and I said, well, let me see the evidence, and then I'll make my decision. I'm not making my decision right now. Let me see what's up. I ain't confirming or denying nothing, because in my situations, if I would have doubled down and in support of these people, I'd have been dead ass wrong, with the exception of GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the only one. Like the rest of them would have been like, yo, I'm defending
So you
something
don't
that's
believe in so you don't believe in loyalty or loyalty overall, like
loyalty to
like
what?
even if they wrong, like if these is real life your mans, if these is real life your people, and y'all have got money together and y'all built together, you just feel like it's okay to just turn your back on them.
I ain't turn my back on them. I if you do something and you hit me on the phone offline, yo, Buddha, I did XYZ. This the situation. Like I'm telling you now, so you know, people gonna come in asking you XYZ. I got my choice to make of my assessment of our friendship to say what I want to be loyal to. Now, if I've been around you and you just been, you see how you looking at the camera right now? You just like that, and then somebody like, yo, your boy Impulse been wild, and I'm like, what'd he do? Yo, my man's got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, when? Like, you know, I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Like, yo, like he ain't told me
It's
nothing. Like, I already feel like you ain't told me the
yeah.
sauce. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it's
I
like
could feel that way.
it was more of a situation with Goat. He hit me like, you know how you talk, hey bud, like it's some people have been saying some stuff. It ain't true. This what happened, and he gave me like a storybook, like cartoon. You know how cartoons had a like
Pictionary,
yeah, like.
piece by piece.
And the sad part about his situation, he got some receipts. Impulse. When I say the receipts he have, he could have like punished some people with the receipts he had, and he just took the. It was like I don't want to use this in because I always use this as like allegory or something. But like, he was like carrying the cross and had the crown of thorns and was getting whipped, and he knew he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
That's a
situation,
deep
bro.
allegory right
He
there.
had
That is a deep
he had the murder
allegory.
weapons. He had the DNA. You know what I'm saying? He had the glove that fit OJ hand. He had all that. You know what I'm saying? Like he had every single piece of evidence, and I was like, he showed it to me. And at that point, I was like, and then I seen it in person. I was like, oh my god, like. But I was like, yo, I'm sorry, bro. Like that this happened to you. But you know what I also told him? It's like you played around in fire, so you might get burnt at times.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you dealing
yeah,
with the
yeah.
unknown. You dealing with the unknown, bro. Like when you dealing with something that you ain't sure about, like you could talk to me on the internet all you want.
But are you keeping it 100? Like, it's gonna be certain points where even like if you dealing with real shit, you gonna have to be like real about it. Like the
For
internet, the
sure.
facade, the whatever you trying to put up, it ain't gonna matter.
Like
So you know what I'm saying? There's
are you
certain
going
things you can't run from it.
your job you do, are you putting like 100,000 person stadium on the line for me, sight unseen that I'm gonna do the job right?
Fuck no.
You see what I'm saying? And it's the same situation. Like I always put it to the person like, what you want to do, like what you think, because I'm gonna put the ball in your court. That's like my management tactic is like, let me give you everything you want. So if you fail, it's not because I didn't give you
I didn't
the
help you succeed.
right. Like, look, fix the mirrors in the car, put the seat up, fix the seat the way you want it, crank the car up. Don't pull off until you ready. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wreck the car,
USB charger work, Apple Care work, all that work. So all you gotta do is just steer. If you wreck, it's probably because you can't drive.
right. So it's in these situations, it's like that's why I don't believe in cancel culture. Because I also believe if somebody wrong me, a reason why I do this Discord is back in the day, I used to be like, yo, if you heard something about me or you feel a certain type of way about something I did or said, hop in and pop off and talk to me. You know how many people like have since I've been doing this, I would say probably between 20 and 50 people have called me, hopped in Discord, messaged me, or just gave me a phone call and said, man, you did this and it pissed me off. And I was like, okay, so I appreciate you as a man or a woman coming to tell me you don't like something that I did. We got a chance to talk about it as grown people and fix it. You know what I'm saying? And in those situations, like things have been fixed and relationships have been formed. Like some of my
As
closest,
I told, some of my closest have been people who were ops.
right? It started off that way. Jeff, what up? Like it started that way. So I actually appreciate that if we do have an issue, a person can hit me up and say, yo, like, hey bro, you did this, like this really got me feeling the ways. So yeah, we thinking tonight, Jeff. But but it's also in a situation like this is like you kind of got to stand on whatever you however you feel like and just take what come with it.
So let me teach you how to vibe. If you don't believe in cancel culture, and it's like, all right, look, connect the dots with the Diddy shit. There, and it was just a full moon the last couple of days. What's the reason of this type of release or speculation or internet news? There's a reason for a season for everything. So who's playing the political stock market user economy game to like who has the most to gain from some type of news like this coming out?
Honestly, in a way, like Nick Merckx have been capitalizing on a lot of all this.
thought you were gonna say like Casanat.
When he went through his situation, he dealt with everything though. Like he kind of took it head on. Like when like the whole situation, the legal situation he had with, like he really couldn't run from none of his situations. Like he just had to go ahead and take him on the chin, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at the way people deal with adversity, because all of us are gonna face some adversity at some point in time when it comes to, if you're dealing on the internet. I've
Facts.
had
If
my
you
fair
creating
share.
on the internet, if you create, I always tell people before I even start doing this, there's like a range of emotions you don't even know exist.
Mm.
So yeah, I was gonna
And
deal
it's
with
in, and
adversity
it's in
before
real
this.
time. I mean, I just get back to the topic of a whole is like we need proof.
Definitely.
We need people to stand on things that they say and take accountability, because there's no accountability these days on in any, like, I on any platform or anything that anybody do. There's no accountability for it.
Or journalistic integrity. I'm from the
Yeah,
era where um you have to cite your sources. You
yeah.
feel me? There has to be some
That's
type
not
of
even a thing.
and I ain't saying you got to give away your sources. I'm saying cite your sources. Like I do y'all research. I got smartphones. Cite your sources. So it's like even if your source is wrong, that's okay. At least you can say, well, this is where I got it, and there's somewhere you can trace it. But like, there's no more journalistic integrity. It's like who can upload it to first? Who can upload it first? And it don't even matter if it's right.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that they had community notes on Twitter.
I love that.
when people
I
make
love that.
when people make statements, like it'll go back and correct it after the receipts have came out. Like, yo, this tweet that you like, that you shared, it is wrong.
It's fake. It's fake
It's
news.
fake. This was from 2019. This was the different country. Like, this is a whole different political struggle. Like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives them that's some accountability journalistically. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these situations, because to be honest, we're getting into a point, and you could like let me know how what your agreement level is. It don't even matter if somebody's right or wrong. It's almost like a Black Mirror popularity contest on every situation of like who can make it appear. You know, when Joe Budden said during the rap beef, like, whose lies sound the most
Lies are
believable.
believable. Yeah,
Like
and so
that's what we're starting to get to. Is like,
I don't know if you've seen Law Abiding Citizen. It ain't even what the truth is. This is what I can damn near make you approve. I mean, make what I can prove, whether it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just almost as like this is who can give you the best song, best movie, best who's painting you the best symphony of events with the same amount of details. Everybody trying to make. I always say everybody trying to make a burrito, but that's also one of the most viewed videos on YouTube. If y'all didn't know how to make a burrito,
oh my
but
god.
everybody gonna do it different for real.
but
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
but it
Everybody gonna do it
but
different.
it's to say though that like the people that believe him, and if it came
Facts.
out tomorrow that he did it, they still wouldn't change their mind. Like, they'd find some way to discredit or to cut down. Well, back then it was, like, like, bro, like, she lied about it. like you get that, and then if somebody believes he did it and they don't like him, even if the girl comes out and like, yo, we made it up, it was a hoax, like they'll still be like, oh, he probably paid her to say that. It's like you gonna get that, and then ultimately the person that gets off scot free if you hate her or hate him is Twitch, because you just forget
Yeah.
that they knew about the situation and covered it up. So it's like you get between the three of those and say, like, which is closest to the truth, and even if the actual truth comes out, then it's still people that feel a certain way. Like,
And the damage is already done reputation wise, and the fact that we're already having this conversation and many bigger entities, no Diddy, and publications are probably going to have the same conversation. So at a detriment to him potentially in the future, it's never going to go away. So it's like it's almost to the point something like this, you know, what they say, slander is written. The other one is spoken or on Medium. I always confuse them. But defamation of character suits can cripple companies, can bankrupt companies. I mean, I know Twitch is bankrupt by Amazon, but something like this with such detrimental namesake responsibility can affect all of us because we all put content out on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just very telling that, like, especially if y'all knew, and if y'all did all these other backdoor deals and conversations, there's no way through discoverability it wouldn't have been found out. So it's just got like it's gonna be interesting the next couple weeks how the story unfolds and what's gonna be told. And I'm just really sitting back trying to figure out who had the most to gain with it coming out right now. Like, what are we distracting from?
Yeah. I mean, I say this election year, it's gonna be spicy. They've pulled every rabbit out of the hat to try to keep everybody's mind off of like the cold hard facts of like we in the same situation with our candidates. Like, like
Facts.
you see what
Lesser
I'm
of
saying?
two
So it's
evils,
like,
they both poison.
but it's starting to put us into the mode of like I watched Sean Ryan podcast today, and he was like, if everybody knew how much of the things that we see are actually fake,
Fake on
like,
God. I think any relationship conversation you see on the internet is 1,000% social engineering fake. Anyone.
I mean,
This and this happened.
it's
This and this happened. He didn't want to take care of the kids. This and this happened. She left the date. If a chick really rock with you, if you say you about to go cut grass, she pulling up. If she really rock with you,
yeah,
you feel me? So it's like all this stuff. Like 90% of what we see got to be fake
like this Matt Stafford wife social engineer, like, yo, this
to the
man wife
finest.
coming out saying that she slept with his backup quarterback to make him mad in college. Like, why on earth would you come out and say that? Like, where's the benefit in it? You know what I'm saying? Other than
Same
just
reason
shock.
Steph Curry's wife came out and said because her G's in love and 3-point shooting husband ain't giving her enough attention. It sells records.
Oh
I'm
boy,
just saying, like it's like you say, it's social engineering. So they're trying to continue the gender divide, the family divide, the whatever they can do, and they're doing it in a lot of different sectors and areas simultaneously.
that's really crazy, bro.
She slept with that man's partner. These hoes ain't loyal. Is Dr. Disrespect even cancelable? Is he on the level of Kanye? Like even if it's deemed he didn't do anything, like you feel me? Like is he on that level? Just like can he be canceled?
I don't think he can because the fan base he have probably don't give a shit about like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you just go in the comments and look and see how people she did it. I was like, all right, it's too many. If you got enough of those people that what did she do wrong? Like even when the P Diddy Cassie video came out, people was like, well, what did she do to him?
See, like I did see some. I did see a couple of videos. They didn't get as much traction. I don't know how y'all feel about the Corey Holcomb. I see a lot of his podcasts a lot on Twitter, just through the clips. And you know, there's always two sides to every story. And a lot of people were saying, and we gotta, you know, play revisionist history. The same way you get them is how you lose them. So all that stuff that Diddy was accused of doing to Kim Porter and some of the other women he was dealing with at the time, you know, Cassie was like right next door. I mean, right there, standing next to him, like encouraging and benefiting from it until you became, you know, the hammer. I mean, until you became the nail in that situation.
Mm.
Until you had to deal with it. So it's like we ain't about to just. I ain't giving her no bad energy because she's definitely a victim, but I'm not about to say she's totally innocent either. And I ain't really never publicly spoke on that because it just after seeing the video, you can't say nothing bad about her. But it's like it the first time somebody do something, that's not the first time they did something. That's the first time they got caught. So you've done
Yeah,
this, and there's been conversations throughout the industry of Diddy doing this to multiple women. So you know, prayers to all parties involved, I guess.
I mean, I take the thoughts of like it's wild that like to watch how he did her and like that's in public. Ain't no telling what he do at the crib.
Right.
And there's a percentage of people that's like, well, she must like her. That she must like. I don't think that many people have ever dated a person with $1 billion to know financially and power wise what that person could do to you.
What about the people that done dated broke people and they going through the same thing? So it's
Right. And they
deeper
just
than
be
the money.
scared.
It's psychological. And
It's the
psychological holes are some of the most devastating or uplifting that you go through in life.
yeah. I
Like we were
mean,
already talking about adversity. That's a form of adversity to its
not
finest.
to mention that like military and police have higher percentages of domestics than average relationships, and you're dealing with somebody who's trained to hurt people. Like if you're dealing with, you know, special forces or Navy SEAL or a wartime deployed soldier, and you know this person has confirmed kills, like that person can get you out of there if you want to, and then like you know in those situations like call who you going. That person is standing there like who are you going to call? Who's going to deal with me? You know what I'm saying?
who's
Like
who's policing the police at this
right,
point?
you know what I'm saying? Like in that situation of like King Kong ain't got nothing on me, and some people just find themselves in a bad spot because you pick that person because you know that person has a better chance of protecting you. But what happens when who's gonna protect you from that person? If that person knows, like I'm the alpha and omega in this situation, and my job and my job description says I'm willing to die willingly. It's like so, you know, if
I just love the excuses. Oh well, John's just had one too many. He's dealing with, some stress at work, and the
why you
caseload
say
is too
John like
much.
that?
I don't know. I was just watching the boys. Typical clear man's name.
This man said John.
It
But
was
hey,
like
but no, nobody's exempt. No, nobody's exempt.
try living today as a black man or woman.
Oh
We
but
got different levels of stress. Fuck that job.
but but I am gonna pull up some more pod topics because like we could run this one in the ground. But since you said that, I asked you a question the other day. Now I got you live. See, I got you under the gun now. Like I got them in the
Oh
scope. I can
man.
really ask these questions and see, like get a true thought.
Oh man, here you go. Here you go.
In content creation and in social media as a whole, this is like I would say this is a better way of me saying it than the way Amanda Seals came off when she said it. But I've had more black people be in my way in my journey and content than white people holding the door for me, like not allowing me to get through. So like
Crab in a barrel, social engineering, or just natural jealousy.
half and half because me and my dad talked about it, and we had this long talk about we was talking about Rickwood Field and how bad that side of town is around Rickwood Field. How much of it is social engineering and how much of it is we've allowed ourselves lower standards of we still don't have to let our neighborhood look like this. We still don't just because I'm poor don't mean my car gotta be dirty. If I'm in the projects, my house can still be clean.
My theory on a lot of things before we get into capitalism, classism, racism, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So like you'll
Bars.
just start to see a mindset. Like if you can't keep your house clean, I know you can't keep your office clean. If you going through BS at the crib, you probably ain't got no stable work life. You ain't got no stable work life. You probably just in crash out mode in any person any given time. I'm only saying that because I've lived moments like that.
Mm.
You feel me? So until you find like balance, it's always gonna be like that.
Agreed,
So
Prentice.
going back to the original question on content creation and black people being in the way, like I say, I just keep saying the word psychology. A lot of people still don't see this as a job. Shout out to Mandy B. Uh, I forgot her podcast name. She got so many of them now. She always working, but She did a clip on IG, and I commented, and it was like, "Ain't no more money in podcasting," and they were like, "Why is that?" And I was like, "COVID, COVID killed podcasting because rappers and entertainers and athletes who are used to getting I ain't even gonna say a easier bag thought that you can just pick up this controller, sit in front of this camera, turn on your screen. Hey guys, nah, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like is work, is levels, is research, is you feel me? Script writing is it's all kind of
Dash,
different
what up?
production stuff. Like if you really trying to take it serious. So more people figured out that okay, I can try to do this, and they like, oh, this is a job. So black people might see it as, oh, this nigga just playing the game. So now that's where the hating come. That's where the envy come because you're doing something that's deemed easy. You ain't working. You ain't had to leave the house. You ain't had to exert no brain power. You ain't managing 10, 11
EJ.
people. So it's never gonna look at a certain way. So in the content creation realm, that's how that's the fight we always gonna have. Because one, we're second to the race. This is still a new industry for us, and two, the serious factor of it isn't always there.
All right, so that like partly answered the question, but do because that was more cause and effect. What's your experience? Who has been a deterrent of your progress in times? Is it been people who look like you, or you feel like it's the industry?
Uh, can I be real? Can I be
Duh, this
without
the shop,
script?
man.
I'm gonna say I have been more. I have say I've been the more of the deterrent factor of my success and success. Now, it's like a conversation we had. You never know what bridge you might have to go across again. So there's certain people who I may have rubbed the wrong way, or we've had a tiff or a situation, and name probably has come up, and now I'm not so favorable, or nah, we ain't gonna work with him, or we gonna go in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Monique,
necessarily,
you got Monique.
yeah, it's like accountability. I ain't gonna necessarily think people just don't dislike me because I work with people who I don't like, but they were the best for the job, and I think we all think like that in a lot of situations. So, not in my personal experience, there have been people who talked down upon me, dedicated streams trying to diss me, did a lot of detrimental things, but it's never stopped any motion. And on the opposite side, my counterparts have always said, we would like to work with you, but you got this, and this going on. So if you fix this, and this, give us a call back. So it's like the answer to it is always me, you, who, you know what I'm saying? You understood. That's my answer, at least, because I'm just starting to see certain stuff out and cleaned up and changed. I'm getting certain results. Certain people starting to have conversations with me. You know what I'm saying? Certain lights are starting to cut on. So I think, like I say, just go back to the professionalism. If more people kind of take it serious as a job, because you can't be late to your job. You feel me? You late to your job 6, 7 times. Yeah, let's have a talk. After you had that talk to her, you got to find you something else to do.
Mm.
So like it's the same thing, but we got a controller in our hand, microphone, and people don't see it that way. Until they see it that way, then it'll change.
Like I, I feel like when I've got inside those doors that a lot of people don't get inside in this industry, I've seen it and said, "Oh my God, we're mad at the wrong people." It's like I in a way it's like you Martin Luther King and you get through and you say, "Oh my God,"
He
like
said he
yo,
said I led them the wrong way.
I lives to a burning building, and I'm telling you, bro, it's like I always make this reference. Planet of the Apes. Caesar had the stuff that going the canister to throw in and make all the other ones like under see shit like he see and he like man they like jumping foaming at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's like Will Smith at the end of I Am Legend. He got the antidote to the K-Pax and at that point they just hitting that glass like man I don't care what you got like we finna come in there Will it's over with bro like I don't care what you got in your hand. It's gonna fix us. Like you fix us after you dead. You saying come back in the spirit, and I feel like that's how it was the social engineering part of it is you break through and you like, oh, we had it all wrong. So it's almost like the trick is they don't even gotta get in your way. You know what I'm saying? It's like the test you take when they like at the top of the thing it says just fill out
Let
the
me
name
teach
and
you
put the
how to
date on it and turn the
vibe.
test in. And you sitting there wrecking your brain trying to get the answers to the test. And people you like, how they walking up? They just got the test. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of situation. And meanwhile, because this atmosphere has been put, like people who look like you feel like it can't be that many of us that make it. So it gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's the crab in the barrel part that come because people don't see how big the industry is. Like I don't think anybody understands like that it's $1 billion industry and that like we'll see one person be big and think like only could be only be one. In reality, it's probably like 50 people that's like as big or bigger than that person that nobody knows about and they like silently probably get more paper.
I don't want to say it like this, but the black community focus on, like you say, one or two people at a time. I know Costa not hot right now, but I guarantee you, stream for stream, content for content piece, Pokimane is probably doing the same numbers with probably with less content. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So, and a lot of people are like, who the hell's Pokemon? If you know, you know. You like, there's so many. Like you said, it's $1 billion industry. There are titans who've been doing this for the other. They didn't started playing games, then stopped playing games, went to pods, went to videos, then came back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you gotta open up your scope to like that's why I say I don't look at one thing and to my detriment. Sometimes I don't do it for the culture. I do it personally for me and what I like and what I feel. And if the culture rock with it, cool. And if they don't rock with it, that's still cool. But I know it's more. It's like I used to tell my partners in Indy, the world's bigger than the East Side of Indianapolis, bro. and I'm gonna explore it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna meet these people. That's
mm,
just how I see things.
I can see that. I mean, people don't see the bigger picture, the broad brush, but also at the same time, like people can't the way capitalism is set that like you really can't see past what's in front of you. Like the old term, like you can't see the forest for the trees.
From the trees.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and and that's what I get in content. It's like once you see that it's so many other ways to do it, and I think I was blessed to be in a situation to when I went to GCX and Facebook was there and I got to see it in person. I was like, oh my god, like, all right, let me take you back. I'm gonna give you some simple little things that I looked in when I went back. I said, when I sat down with the people who run the programs, the lights came on. Then I came back. I seen darkness. As big as darkness is in Facebook gaming, was like, yo, my biggest videos ever was me cooking barbecue. And he was like, I couldn't figure it out. Now this a person that like original 40
Let me
partner,
teach you how to
huge,
vibe.
huge, wildly successful, is saying my biggest videos was me cooking barbecue. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then there's the thought of me saying, oh,
Wait, the
I'm putting
player or actual food? I just want to be
was
clear.
that
Like that, the player or the food?
like he was actually cooking barbecue,
Yeah, yeah, okay,
like
yeah, yeah,
actually
okay. I
cooking
was just
food.
yeah.
So it's like then I told Max Rhymes, you should focus on your DJ stuff. That's your ticket. But at the same time, one of the original partners, managers was like, yo, we seen Max Rhymes a few years ago at an event and he said, don't forget my name. I'm gonna put my name gonna be known out here, right? And he kept coming back and they got to know him. And then they seen the vision of his music DJing with gaming. If you remember that summer, like they had DJ Khaled out on Facebook doing the little set.
Yeah,
And
they
it's
had it
like
with Stone and that shit. No, was it Stone? Yeah, it
it
was
was
Stone, and
Stone.
it was just like all pointless. Like it was just like neither one of them kind of meshed. Stone
It,
made it
they,
work,
they
but
they didn't I don't think they knew what to do with it. They had a good idea and
it was
it
like when Ninja did that live stream TRL style
yeah.
with the people in the background. It's like, okay, so am I supposed to be partying and streaming?
Like what
It's
am I
like,
doing? Like I don't
Yeah.
think it was a good idea, a good concept. They just didn't know how to execute. But all that's not to say that has nothing to do with nothing. It's to do with me telling people the opportunities are going to come from people that they've seen in a room. They know how you're going to act and perform and respond around certain situations because they don't have enough resources and time to vet people on that level like you think they do. So it's almost like the best ability is availability of something I trust. I'd rather go with something safe than take a risk on something that I have to do a lot of extra work with minimal resources to figure out how I'm gonna make it work. So that was one situation. Second situation was going to the meetup, walking in a room with peers and supporters and people that's been following you, and a lot of people not knowing how you look in person. A lot of people not, like being unsure, like how your actual personality. Because there's times like Dana White said, I love Jordan. I don't want to meet him because I don't want it to mess up my view of how I think about Jordan. So it's like you
Kind of
have
like
that,
how I feel about Joe Budden sometimes.
right? So it's like you have that, and then you have the third part was me going and sitting down and having real conversations with these people. And when I went to Vegas with Madden to see all the people that you see in Madden in person, it changed my view on, because Bada had told me when I met Mazesko, it changed my view on him. When I seen User, it didn't change my view on User. I already had like a view of what I thought User was. Then when I got there and I seen the production and how everything go, it just started clicking and making sense. I was like, oh my God, like we've had it all wrong the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Like the things that you be mad at, you shouldn't be mad at. You should just understand like things operate differently. And
The
then when
game
I
is
was
the
like,
game.
been telling people certain things don't even matter. Like I would trade my left nut to have the YouTube presence that those guys have, because like them dudes was had their laptop out on the plane pumping videos out of stuff we was doing there, and I got off the plane and it was already uploaded. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like the dedication to the YouTube side of seeing Underdog Fantasy had all the YouTube Madden people out there, and then it was all the people that was on Twitch that had specific type of professional images, all had the 100K on YouTube while we was there. And it was the realization of it's the offline, the Twitter and the YouTube is where people getting sponsorship deals from. And I came back to people like, bro, you got it all wrong. And then that's when Bottle went to YouTube, like in
Why do
between that year, and people was like not understanding if in to a brand, like what's important and what's valuable to them. And then I got all this information about how to do events, about how stuff need to go, and it's almost like starting over, because all the information I got when I brought it back to people's mindset was so fixated on what they thought was stopping them from growing in Madden and content and all these different things. I had the answers to it, and I came back and people was like, I hear what you're saying, bro, but I'm like, no, like Facebook can't do a tournament if it's not attached to a charity. And they can't do a tournament if the gaming studio doesn't clear them to do it. Because it has to be some risk reward value for the studio to put it up. And I'm like, all this time, people are wondering why, man, it's because I'm this, it's because I'm that. Like, no, you have to have a charity attached to your tournament for Facebook to run it. And that studio has to clear it. So it's like, if you've been mad at a person, at a partner manager, at a platform or anything for all this time, it just didn't meet the criteria, and they'll never tell you until you know you don't. And then when William Chandler told me, Buddha, it's the people in the crowd. It ain't the content creators when it comes to doing a Madden event. It made sense. Every single situation that it ran down that when Brittany told me I'm over the dashboard, it's a third party to do it. It's this, it's that. And the reason why you can't click on this is because of privacy issues that You know what I'm saying? It's like you start getting all these like actual answers, but everybody that you come back, nah, bro, I'm ready. Get the heat, cuz we about to ride on them. Like, no, like, like that person couldn't hurt you or help you if they wanted to.
I think in certain situations, certain people, I ain't gonna say help or hurt, but they can just like it's like they say you can definitely kick that door open a little bit, and but then it's like I've said for the last couple weeks and months. A lot of people want to blame the platform. A lot of people want to blame the content is Madden. What are you doing? I've gotten real life jobs just for people pulling up my YouTube. Damn, bro, you're not lazy.
Steve was good.
Well, forget the views, forget whatever it is. You just you see some work ethic. So it's like one there, and I
D4,
said this in a
Justin,
pod
Mike,
yesterday.
Corey.
I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna release it. We was talking about Drake and Kendrick. There's not enough new anything in the world. Movies, music. There's not enough new IPs. Not enough people are taking risks. So first off, if you are at risk, I'm a risk. Impulse is a risk. I am a controversial, risky
Not even
type of.
not anymore. You used to
What
be,
you
but
mean?
you like look you been in the shop for a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me teach you
Nah, I'm
how to
still
We
bow.
straight in
controversial.
that hat ain't cocked no more, man. We got that.
Where's my wave cat? We still got that voice somewhere.
Nah,
Just
man.
say we Michael Penix out
Hey,
here.
listen, man. We got him walking upright.
But it's like if you are somewhat of a risk or you don't fit the agenda, it's gonna take you a little longer. But that don't mean that I heard this in many podcasts. Bill Simmons is the perfect example. Worked for ESPN, CBS, didn't get what he wanted, went and created his own, made ESPN and the NBA come back to him like, yo, we want XYZ, your team do this good. Everybody watched 30 for 30. Yeah, thank Bill Simmons. Didn't even know that. Bet y'all just gave y'all free gym. So it was like, what work are you doing? And I stole that from him. Put your head down, do the work. Eventually, the law of averages is gonna match up. Cause then it's like, shout out to Mason Cameron. Either it's not for you, or you not doing enough work. And most of the time, it's the latter. You're not doing enough work. This is what you really want to do. You need to be doing it, breathing it, living it, being around that type of lingo conversation. So, yeah, it was a period of time where people blame the platforms and people blame the games and people blame the content. But it's like, what are you doing? What are you bringing to the table?
You must look within, grasshopper.
I don't even like Naruto like that, but I know
But
you don't watch anime. You can't skip steps to becoming Hokage. Or for my Hunter x Hunter fans, you still
Let
gonna
me
have
teach
to
you
do
how
the
to
Hunter
bow.
Association's test to get your license. Like, there's no skipping this shit,
hey,
bro.
hey, y'all, right now he trying to show you that his range that way, like people want to
Oh
look at him
wow,
a certain way.
method acting, method.
Look at
He's
him, man.
he is
Nah,
funny. You
I ain't
can't
letting
say
you
I'm showing
slide.
range. That's a big ass anime poster right there. Like, well, it's in the DNA. It's just what I'm saying. Like, we can be the culture. You feel me? We can go be the culture, or we can be entertained. However y'all want it.
Let's see. See, I'll be reading y'all replies. I'll be letting Impulse speak, letting him get his bars off. You know what I'm saying? Like Steve is saying that he gonna delete Facebook. See, that's the problem. Like it's not
No,
Facebook.
it ain't Facebook, bro.
It ain't YouTube. It ain't TikTok. It ain't Threads. It ain't IG. It's you. And the reason why I say that is we had a Facebook partner meeting this week, and a lot of questions got answered. Offline content on Facebook is booming. Like
Facts. On God.
it's booming.
It's
Like
it's
if
like
you,
it's 2015, 2016 again.
bro, if you watch Country Wayne does not even use TikTok, and he makes a gazillion dollars off of offline content. Like Good Game Bro booms on offline content on Facebook, and he does Twitch, but it's like live streaming on Facebook has taken a step back, but offline content, ask LMG. LMG still do gazillion numbers. Like Easy Two Times just had a million view reel with the WWE thing. Like what was that? Like 2 weeks ago? Like first of the month? Like you still can get a bag and you still can grow, because what happens if TikTok goes away? Only
Just like just like what happened with Vine. If you really making content, you just gonna shift it to somewhere else.
the
I think the problem I think the problem that so many Facebook see, and this is the beauty that Facebook dropped the ball. TikTok kind of picked it up a little bit. The Facebook offered a randomization of if I rocked with you or not, I was gonna pop up on the feed in some way, shape, or form. And whatever they did, that went away. So now so many creators are like, and it's still crazy because it's like it's almost embedded. I don't want to separate creators, but the Facebook streamers are the only one that seem to have this problem to where they cry about the platform. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I gang banged.
And I understand.
I gang
Like
banged on him in that meeting though, bro. I was like, listen, like, cause it was one dude from India was like, I can't put the dude information out there, but like, let me just say this, like, hey, bro, like, I just put it in the thing. Like, a senior partner manager from Facebook before it all crashed told me, hey, Buddha, I like you. One word, diversify. He didn't say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's on me. Like, the main topics of getting sponsorships and money is always going to be Twitter and YouTube first.
but it's
Instagram,
like,
TikTok,
but
everything
see,
else
that's
is
like
like, is
the
like
random
it's like
is
it's like a funnel.
subcategory,
It's like a funnel.
subgenre.
Like,
Yeah,
because Twitch is gonna have its peaks and valleys. Live streaming, Facebook has that its peaks. Because think about it, for a mid-level streamer on Twitch that hasn't hit the 70-30 split, they're like wrecking their brain because they're on a hamster wheel. Like, they're
I
on a
just
plat.
hit that shit this month. I just hit that. I, ooh-wee.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, the 70-30 of them getting 1,000 subs for 3 straight months and having the CCV, it puts them in a blender of like trying to, like, the KCIP. The KCIP is a hamster wheel. Is
Yeah,
you
rat
grind
race.
so hard to hit these metrics to get the dollar per hour, and then you're gonna put yourself where your content is gonna lack because you're streaming so many hours to hit that dollar amount
See,
that
like
you taking something that should be compressed and making it stretched out. No Diddy.
I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop him in the chat, but I want everybody to follow dude named Devin Nash. Does like cyber. I mean, not he
Low.
does like analytics for streamers and metadata. And so like he's been doing this for some years, and he ran this study, and it was like you, like I say, only Facebook people have this problem to where like y'all got a different level of how y'all expect to be discovered. Every other platform
Ooh, I
is
was
like
banging on them about that.
every other platform is like I need to make something to pull you to, you know, I need a reason for you to type in dominating impulse per se, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you was already looking at Madden videos, like it has to be something like that. It ain't just like the randomization that Facebook offers. Like I said, TikTok picked up the bag and it kind of does the same thing. But I said all that to say the platforms ain't the problem. And it really ain't even content anymore. It's premium content. You need to either be two things. And I could prove it in two different ways. You either need to be very informative, Stone Mountain, because he's trash at the game, or entertaining,
Stone Mountain
Shabata
is not
Mitch.
trash, bro.
He's all right.
He ain't
He ain't
trash.
impulse.
He
He
ain't
good.
trash.
He good.
Take
But
that
what I'm
statement
saying,
back.
yeah, he good. He's good. But what I'm saying is he's more on
Stop
the
talking about Drake.
educational. He's more of the educational side.
Nah, nah, look. Tonight we gonna start. Look, I need Impulse to look in the camera and say, I don't know what my bone to pick with Stone Mountain is, but I'm tonight I'm exonerated. I'm exercising that demon.
You know, I could tell you what it is. So when I first started doing Call of Duty content, because you know that's not where I started. It was like Fortnite or something, and a little bit of Madden. Somebody was like, "If you gonna play Call of Duty, if you gonna stream Call of Duty, first off, you in one of the most saturated games there is. I feel like everything in life is saturated. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a firefighter, you want to bake cakes, you want to cut hair, you want to do lit nails, lashes, you want to be an OnlyFans girl. Everything in life is saturated. It's all about what the energy that you bring to it. So with that being said, it's crazy to me that I let somebody who don't play Call of Duty get in my head. To play Call of Duty, you need to be shredding like Tim the Tap Man and get 20 kills a game. Now, if anybody watches Stone, Tim the Tap Man, Dr. Disrespect, T-Foo, Shroud, any of these people who really play Call of Duty, or if you play Call of Duty, the probability of you getting multiple games with 20 kills is like highly, and I mean highly unlikely, unless you cheating. So let's just, you know, continue this conversation. When people who don't play or live in my culture or ecosystem or environment put rules on something, it makes me look at them a certain way. So like they put that narrative out there. So like not only have I answered the bell many times, there's like they say in football, the eye in the sky don't lie. Y'all don't give me my flowers. I stopped asking, I took. So it's like when you type in impulse, did he get 20 kills in Call of Duty? You're gonna see 4, 5 videos. Can you say the same for
Yeah,
Stone Mountain?
yeah.
Cool. So two things can be true at the same time, but it's like don't try to rewrite the rules because it's me, because the market is saturated. There's always going to be a saturation of all markets.
But see, this the thing. Like this is why I say like the bias come in, because it goes back to as soon as like I think you went a couple weeks without mentioning any of them people. I look on your page. It's a direct correlation with you making better content and not being worried about that, because you made better content. It had nothing to do with Stone Mountain and nobody else. You made better content because it ain't like you saying it ain't oversaturated. You can get in if you make, and then you made better content and had nothing to do with nobody. And most of it was like being informative. Yo, this man put on his suspenders. He put on his cap toe loafers, his floor
Oh
shines.
man.
He's
Oh
so
man.
today we're gonna be talking about the the belly option on college football 25.
Flex bone, wishbone.
But to the credit, it's people in yo, bro. I never knew how to pitch the ball on the option. I always get tackled. You see what I'm saying? But it's you have to understand that like it's about being polished and being able to put content in certain ways your way. Because it may be somebody that wants to learn Call of Duty your way. It might be somebody that your voice, no Diddy, is like calming to them to hear you explain things about the game or just overall talking. I think Stone Mountain has a voice. His voice is like that when he used to do that to radio.
Yeah.
That's
Breaker,
why I
breaker,
like,
breaker. Yeah,
but that's why I
yeah.
liked him, because he was having fun. That's the key part that people miss when they get to thinking about who's good, who's this, who's that. He's having fun. And a lot of people make content they don't have fun. And that's one thing that Vibe Nation brought to Impulse Gaming. Get that we made gaming fun again. And even for myself,
Yeah.
content wasn't fun when
Yeah, it was too much of a
I had
job.
I had to
Yeah.
find other things in my personal life to do to make making content fun. When just making content was the only thing I was doing, I wasn't enjoying it no more, because the reality is watching people fight to get that 70-30 split on Twitch. I seen some people kill themselves to get that, sleeping on stream and stuff to get it. Then I watch people try to do the KCIP. Ultimately, it makes you make worse content. And Panda Skills, I had to give him some flowers one day. If I ever, like, me and him ever like get to sit down and rap, is to say like he didn't do anything for me, but him just giving the testimony of saying I had to get over my mental lapse of saying less live hours, better content.
See, but like I fight the battle. That's always like I said, y'all Facebook people, and I don't want to like say y'all as in you.
Yeah, don't say it
Facebook
because it sounds
never,
like boy.
right. Facebook never had that problem just because of how they expose y'all. So now that a lot of the Facebook creators, good, bad, or indifferent, or changing platforms, the rules have been changed for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if you want to just say be Casanat, the hottest streamer in the world right now, I've always asked the question to creative friends and non-creative friends: how do you become the biggest streamer in the world without streaming? I don't know if Casanat has a team where he's streaming right now and there's somebody who's uploading the clips or getting them ready for Instagram or Shorts or Reel. I don't. But what I do know is Casanat is always streaming. So to dominate a game, you actually have to play the game.
It,
At least how I see it,
it-
unless I'm crazy.
except in his situation, he don't actually play games. So, but
Now he's been playing games
he do
recently.
now. But this the other sauce with Casanat. Anybody who says anything about Facebook, I guarantee Casanat makes more off of his Facebook reels and offline content and get visibility than anybody who's on the platform, because he's still smart enough to say, yo, I'm the biggest person on Twitch, but he has a gazillion viral reels and offline content posts on Facebook because
On everywhere. At
because
Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
because a polished person, you go to every social media platform and they have a presence. And that's the thing that not just Facebook people in general on every platform.
I stole it from Joe Budden. The clips always made me go listen to the pods.
Like you have to have the Twitter, you have to have IG, you have to have TikTok, you have to have to be Target. It ain't just you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have departments and you gotta have quality products in every department because somebody might like watching your 10-minute videos on YouTube, but hate live streams and hate reels. It might be somebody like my wife that's gonna watch a gazillion reels and never watch a live stream or a full video.
Yeah, same.
Some people just watch live streams. They be at work, they got their phone in their pocket with their earphones. They don't watch no reels. They don't comment on nothing. They're basically a ghost follower, but they watch every stream. So it's like you had to put yourself in the moment of a radio. Like it's people that still listen to AM, FM radio every day on the way to work for 30 years.
Radio will never die.
So it's like the sauce is with content is if your content is not able to be consumed in on every platform and in every way, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
See, like again, I'm gonna tag him. I'm gonna drop him in the Discord too, cause like I still go back and I watch some of his older videos from when content creation was still being inceptionized. But what Duke Dennis say is now easier than ever. I could find the prettiest chick you know or the most popular athletic guy you know. Like, let's make a Twitch, bro. Tell all your most popular friends to follow you. You tell them when you're gonna go live. You're only gonna do this for this amount of days. I'm gonna make you a partner. It's like I'm damn near gonna be Kanye now. I know how to produce a streamer. It's easier now than probably me and you ever before when me and you started. But at the same time, the whole offline concept is the new TV. And I don't think people need to know that. Every time I look at my brand, like, because people say, well, if I want to stream, or a lot of people told me to become a partner, I kind of had to stop streaming, or to do this, I had to stop streaming. I'm like, that don't make sense to me. Like, because I've always looked at this as a network, like ESPN. Some hours we streaming, some hours you might get videos, some hours you might get blitzed with 10 reels, some other hours you might get blitzed with this just chatting like we doing right now. Some other you're going to get something different every time because I look at the internet like the old school cable TV. It's so many options. I need to figure out a way to keep you here right now. So going back to the capitalism point, how many people are really diversifying their content outside of one thing? Because like
Not many.
you like my fight and my argument has always been you can never click on impulse anything and see one thing. It's impossible because I've never sold it like that ever, from the first video to the last video to this day. You put him Deontay Wilder voice. So it's like when you talk about people blaming platforms or people blaming the algorithm, it's like if you do the work, you're going to see what you need to do. You're going to see what people like from you. And if you choose to do that or don't do that, that's on you. But not enough people are diversifying in real life doing the work.
Now I got the most serious question I ever asked you. Look how his face changed.
Minus if I'm a Alabama fan.
Nah, bro. When last time you cleaned that ashtray?
Yesterday when it was full. That ain't the serious. I thought you had to ask us.
White man.
Wait, hold on. Here's a card. I'm like, what?
Nah, but in that meeting, like I seen people talking about reach and stuff. I was like, man, stop the cap. I told them what they really need to fix though is, all right, to your point, when you think about your content, when you go to a Netflix screen, there's unlimited
10 different options.
Like the options are like, do you watch foreign international? Do you watch Korean? Do you watch romantic comedies? Like, do you watch sitcom? Like, it'll give you as many as you want to see in a certain category, right? You have to look at your content the same way. Like, if somebody wants to scroll through your catalog, like, do you have like if you was a rapper, do you have
got
one
a catalog? Right?
Do you have one hit
have a catalog,
or do you have like 30 songs you could perform and do a 90 minute set? you know, and that's just, or you just doing the club walkthrough, singing that same song 2 3 times and getting your you know what I'm saying, getting your back end and leaving. So it's the same way with content. You have to look at it as like, think about your gaming page as like a Netflix menu, and you scroll down one line, here's all your Twitter. Scroll down one line, here's all your IG. Scroll down one line, here's all your TikTok. Scroll down one line, here's all your YouTube. Scroll down one line, here's all your Facebook. Scroll down, here's all your Kick. Here's all your Twitch. Now, what happens when you click on a genre and you scroll through and there's no movies in that genre? Man, Netflix ain't got shit. I clicked
Now
on
you
war
cut off
movies
the
and there's
platform.
nothing.
Now you blaming the platform. You feel me? Now you say,
And
oh,
it,
it's trash. Ain't nothing on here to watch.
and it has to be that if I put out the podcast and then I went back into a clip and it may get no views. But what happens when I do that consistently for a month and I don't blame anybody else? I just do the work.
See, like a lot of people, I'm always trying to be ahead of the curve, market shares, different things like that. And I remember when Threads came out, and I'm like, this is gonna come and go. And now it's kind of having like a resurgence to the point where a lot of celebrities and businesses and entities have been ran away from the Rumbles, the X, also known as Twitter, Facebook, IG. You know, they're just trying to find a different type of community. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everything is saturated, but a lot of people don't know these threads are about to make a comeback, like a resurgence, like crazy. That's the next wave. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like, you
And
know what I'm saying?
like, and these don't be having no likes and no views, but I bet if somebody go my Threads page, they gonna be like, yo,
But see, it's like it's gonna come a point when everybody comes to threads, those videos that didn't have any likes or views are gonna be the one that are already embedded in the algorithm that are gonna be shown to people first.
right. And see
So a lot of people don't know that.
that's doing
That's that nerd coding that I like. I be trying to figure out the hacks to shit. You feel me? Why work smarter? You can work, harder when you can work smarter.
I agree with that, Savage. He said, if your content is consistent and diverse, it makes it binge worthy. So more clicks
Yeah,
on and less
I
clicks
got a
off.
I got a partner who work like 13, 14 hours, and he really don't be having time to gain more digest content. But every now and then he'll call me, say he'll get sauced up, grab him a bottle, but just say, bro, I watch all your videos, and then he'll send me a checklist. All right, this is what you did good, this is what you did bad, this is what I like, this is what was funny, this is what you need to work on. And then like we'll have that conversation like probably once every 3 or 4 months. It ain't all the time, but I try to people like him. I don't try to alienate to where like if you want to go binge something, there's at least 20 videos or shorts or reels you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what make a person like Popular Stranger or a tall guy or somebody like that so good. And I have to say that I was one of those people that used to be, man, this can be tough for me to say this live. I was a hater once. You know what I'm saying?
He said I was a hater once.
I was a hater once, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I used to look and see like Mazesco and all them doing the mat, and then I met them and I'm like, yo, dude is like the Paul Feinbaum of Madden. Like, when somebody say something, he may look like, you know what I'm saying, he gonna say something so off the top of his head like a rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's gonna be well versed and understand everything that's going on. And then like, you's gonna be funny on the fly like that. And he gonna talk. Then you get to seeing like all of it, how it unfolds. And it's like, you look at a Popular Stranger and be like, this dude is gonna put out a video 2-3 times a day on whatever content Madden drop. He gonna try the new card out. He gonna tell you what he like and don't like, and it's consistent. And people might laugh, hey, today it's Popular Stranger. But when them brands see you do that for 5 years and you got 100,000 followers on YouTube, then they come throw you that sauce in you get the sponsored Madden video and you got 2,000 people in your Twitch chat with drops. But it came from not nobody gave him something. If you didn't put out 5 videos a day for 5 years, you can't be mad at his opportunity and his success.
My
And
favorite Kanye line is, "What you know about grind? I've been steady." What he say? I've been in this career for 5 summers.
yeah,
I've been
it's
in this career for 5 summers. I deserve this.
like
You know what I'm
in
saying?
I was trying to relate it to the community of people that just play the game to try to be good. And I'm like, you can't do what he do.
Not anymore.
Like
Maybe like 2 years ago.
even
No,
like
you can still do that. It's just gonna take you longer to get to the goal line.
even like Bada, like how many like all his clones then died. Like ain't nobody finna stand there with their shirt off sweating for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, and I remember like the hardest thing he ever told me was like, they be talking about them 4 plays. I'm gonna make 1 million with them 4 plays. He said, cause at the end of the day, like ain't nobody gonna stand in there and put the work in that you put in, and you got to be that person that put that work and put that time in. Because like tall guy, people laughed at tall guy until them tutorial videos, you know what I'm saying, just cook the market. You know what I'm saying? Like here's the guy that's gonna show everybody how to do something simple and basic. You got that you got that frost back up there, man. That boy got that green screen.
Uh,
That boy got the city view up there.
it's funny. All right, we clear. We
But
good. We good.
you know, it's like I salute them guys, and people be like, somebody had commented on one of my posts today and said, "Oh, you a house ninja for EA," and I'm like, I just asked you, have you played the beta? You say like, bro, like if your
He said,
answer
"I
is
just
you
asked the
haven't played the
question."
beta, then just say I haven't played it. So you can't say something hasn't changed or it isn't different or it's the same if you haven't played it. You know, it's almost like the dude that's like, man, she a hoe. Man, you shouldn't talk to her. You been with her? Nah.
Do you like her? That's what I be at. Do you like her? So what? Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my sauce is like, oh, you ain't never sampled that. You know what I'm saying? So how you know she a hoe? How you know people just ain't saying and she might just be flirty? She might not actually slept with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like because
she
you
just like the chase or the conversation or to mess with your head.
make you feel like you got something you ain't getting. I knew a lot of girls like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there. It's just to say that like I now in my content journey, like I appreciate what other people have been consistent to get done for what they do. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's a level of consistency, quality, and in execution that's needed for you to grow in this space. So I appreciate everybody's journey, and the people who look at like they've done something or made it are the ones that's gonna fall. And we all go through those periods and phases. And for me, I just had to find a better balance in my personal life that allowed me to make better content. So now when I'm doing, I got energy for it and I do what I like to do. I'm doing it the way I want to do it and I'm changing. But also you too, black people, let me just like single us out a little bit.
The culture, the culture, the culture.
We got to, you got to put out the image that you want to sell. If
Mm,
like,
what you mean?
this what I, if you want, if you want to be a beef rapper in the streets and nobody want to book you for a show, that's your fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
if you want in content, if you want to be looked at a certain way, just like you said, it's certain things in my act that I gotta do in order to qualify for these certain situations and opportunities. Like, I can't just keep saying this because I'm black and I'm not changing nothing about what I'm doing. Because it's
right,
something that these other people are doing that you're not.
right. Definitely, definitely. And it's just like there's opportunities. Let's just say I randomly hit Madden and Chabata's just one of the moves today. He ain't live and it just popped up. And I'm only using him just because he's one of the biggest recognized Madden creators out there. If you get opportunities and you don't do nothing with them, as the phrase is, the game is the game, that's your fault. That's a you problem at that point because dead clock is even wrong twice a day. So the opportunities are going to come your way, doing it your way, even if it's going against the grain. Trust me, I know this. But if you're not ready to take opportunities head on, then don't get mad at the progress you're not gaining.
See, a lot of people used to look and say they'd look at him and say, "Man, I can yell, I can." I'm like, "No, you can't."
See,
go
like I hired
do.
a stream coach when I first moved to Houston. Not that I needed it, because I don't think that's something you can coach, but they can kind of, it's like a therapist to help you point out your flaws. So, you know what I'm saying, what I found out and what I highlighted is like other people are stronger at things than at certain broadcasts than other people. So it's like you either entertaining or you're informal. 80% of YouTube is answering a question. So if you figure out a way to make education fun, people are gonna watch you. Chabada is a very entertaining person to watch. I don't even know if he's good at the game. Damn near don't even care. What I do know is if I give one of those little clips 30 seconds of my time in between rolling one, smoking one, talking to my girl, editing or streaming or doing whatever I got to do in my own life, I guarantee you I'm gonna laugh because you've already established a proof of concept as an entertainer. The same thing with Kevin Hart. The same thing if we say Drake or Kendrick Rap. Once you prove proofs of concept inside industries, I don't even got to question your talent level no more. So it's like that if you move in to be a certain way, do that. So it's like Wiz and Snoop. There was never a room they entered and you didn't know that they was burning gas, but
Yeah.
they never tried to sell you anything else. So you like move to the way you want to be known. And I do think you said like if you come in situations on rah rah, you can backtrack that. I think I'm a perfect example of that
But
because one of
I
my
don't
homies.
think you is like rah rah as you think. You like you is more like against the grain, not necessarily rah rah. Because like
Yeah,
even if you wanted to be, you still was like you like you like the you the ish on the show, you the antagonist. It's never like you was ever turned up. It's just like the guy that it takes a while for you to convince him or something.
yeah. I always say I'm not easily impressed, and mediocrity don't impress me either. A lot of people don't even know it. Y'all impressed with mediocre shit.
He don't want to say it. He don't want to say the word.
I, nah, we patented it. You feel me? Because
See,
if I say it too much, it's gonna water it down. So it's
mid.
like y'all ain't gonna get me on record saying it too much. Like I say,
He dying to say mid.
hey,
I
I'm
just
just
want to call
saying.
it mid. It's mid.
When y'all see me on Times Square and it's a poster and posting, it's like, yeah, you mid. All right, yeah, like Tabata said, them 4 plays made me $1 million. Now everybody in New York City know my name.
That's how you do it. I mean, I'll be the one to say that like in our culture, people always be mad at the wrong thing. You know what I'm
By
saying?
design. By design.
But I'm saying like if you know better, you do better, and that's something that I always try to put out there. Like that, hey, bro, I promise you, when I came back from Orlando and Vegas and in Atlanta, I was like, yo, y'all mad at the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Because like if it's more people shooting themselves in the foot of people that want to work with you and saying, oh, just don't know if I can. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I tell my lady this all the time. So it's like I've had women who don't know me or have only known me through my caricature of my internet personality, Impulse or Derek. Um, they'll be like, "Yeah, I think you're good looking, but I've seen you comment on this. So I think you're kind of an asshole." Or I've had the opposite, bro. Your Impulse, like you're an asshole, but explain this to me because I want to rock with you, but like I need some clarity in this because however they feel about whatever subject matter. So it's just like, um, you gotta be yourself. You can't be nobody else. And I don't know who told me this. It's like I'm not Kanye. I'm not Joe Budden. I'm Impulse. I could be inspired by them. They could creatively, you know what I'm saying, help push my vision or journey or sound to where I want it to go. But you gotta be yourself. You gotta run your own race. It's easier that way. Too many people try to be other people. Uh, Going back to Stone Mountain, I only say him because he's at the top of the game I'm trying to get to competitively or entertainment or education wise. It's three different lanes you could take, but you cut on the tape of Impulse, you cut on the tape of Stone, you're gonna be entertained either way. So two things can be true, and what he doing ain't got nothing to do with what I got going on, and vice versa. But not enough people, creatives, black people, our culture, look at it like at it that way in all industries, in all jobs, not even just what we do.
Mm. It's a lot to unpack. You know, I do think like going back to your like original thought that people don't see it as a serious thing. It has a lot to do with it because that's why you get so many fly by night people that come in and shit on content creation because they don't see it as a real tangible thing. And then once they realize how serious it is, they more than likely like ruin a bunch of relationships and opportunities. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you just got to find a way to isolate, insulate, and that's why I think the Twitter and the YouTube is so important because anything that's ever happened with gaming, like the Tennessee Titan fan base on Twitter and YouTube, like are kind of completely oblivious to Madden. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I could come at them from like a complete damn near journalistic standpoint of
I think a
just
lot of
my
people.
opinions.
I think a lot of people are oblivious to a lot of shit. I was telling someone, I was like, "Do you think XYZ cared, RIP, when Nipsey Hussle died, or do you think they cared because it was announced on their TV? We care because it's our culture and we care, but in the grand scheme of things, most people didn't even discover who Nipsey was until he passed away. So, making the analogy, the scope is so broad of information and knowledge and things that you might see on the internet in a daily basis. Um, to my detriment, I used to operate like, all right, it's already on the internet, so I probably don't need to make a video or report it or talk about it. Somebody probably has no idea, no idea.
Mm.
In the middle of Saudi Arabia in the desert, they ain't got no Nipsey who? Oh damn, Impulse did a story. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a responsibility to, it's like ABC, NBC, they all run the same story, talk about the exact same thing. You just gonna see a different angle or a different interviewee, or you might get a different soundbite, or you might get the same soundbite, but they're all presenting it at the same way.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, but that's why I want to encourage, all the people that create content with me or tap in with me, like, dislike, indifferent, man, reach out. Let's get busy. Let's bank out some content because it's gonna be an important year. College football dropping, Madden dropping, football season coming up. 8 coaching changes in the NFL. Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh out. It's gonna be a lot going on in the football world and sports in general. And life is always gonna throw us some curveballs. It's an election year. It's a lot going on. It's gonna be so many moving parts to this year. And like, don't let this year of 2024 go by and not capitalize on everything that's going on in the world that could put yourself in a position where like where you want to be in the content space. It's nobody's fault. Nobody holding you back but you. It's not the platform. You know what I'm saying? It is the person.